Hey folks, Jimmy here, aka Palette of the Dead. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to a new Warhammer 40,000 Imperium video. Now, as per usual, if you like these videos, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and of course drop a comment down below. I love hearing back from you guys and it goes a massive way to help the channel too. So with this issue of Warhammer Imperium, which is issue number 3, and it's actually on time for the first time so far in this series, so hopefully that's a trend that continues. We get a pot of MacLeod blue, which is a fantastic blue colour. It is your perfect base colour for if you are doing Space Marines, so make sure you keep that handy if you're going for the same colour scheme that is in the magazine, and you will use a lot of this over the course of the magazine really. And you also get 3 Space Marine Assault Intercessors. So the Assault Intercessors are your your close range shock troops, which are really cool stuff. These are all pretty much push fit models, so they should be very easy to get going with. They have the icons already emblazoned on the shoulder pads, so if you are painting up your own chapter, you might want to try and file the shoulder pad down to remove the Ultramarine symbol. But yeah, that will be a little bit challenging, but it will be doable. That is the main thing, and then you can paint on your own icon as well if you wish to. Or if you've got the ability to and you've got some green stuff or something like that, you could always morph that icon into your own. So very kind of unique and different as well, so have fun with that. They should be really easy to paint and good fun as well at the same time. Into the issue itself, we are of course greeted by the Assault Intercessors. So, Assault Intercessors are close support infantry who specialise in hand-to-hand combat. They fire heavy bolt pistols as they advance upon their foes. Once they have closed upon their enemies, they cut them to pieces with brutal strikes from their deadly chainswords. So, a bit more detail about the chainsword. So, chainswords are kind of your iconographic good old weapon of the Space Marines. So Space Marines have been using chainswords for a long time. They look really cool, they're very different, and it's just an iconic thing for Warhammer 40k. So the chainswords are used very infrequently by any other race other than the Space Marines. I think it's kind of like their main instead of using a regular sword or something else, they like to bludgeon people and utilise a bit of that. The chainswords are kind of exactly like the lancers in Gears of War essentially, but without the fact that the lancer is actually an assault rifle at exactly the same time. So this is a pretty cool unique weapon, and it can be used to kind of cut up enemies as you go. And stuff like that as well. They also carry heavy bolt pistols, which provide strong firepower but are light enough to fire whilst on the run or engaged in combat. And they also carry frag grenades, which are also very handy for bit of crowd control and chucking them into the enemies and stuff like that when they're grouped up. With the shoulder pads as well, just like you did with the good old Stormcast Eternals in Age of Sigmar, a lot of them have iconography on the actual shoulder pads, so this will be to do with your your squad, your rank, your file and everything like that as well, and also the chapter that they belong in. So every shoulder pad should be a little bit different, so you have your chapter on the left shoulder pad and the kind of unit that you're from on the right shoulder pad. So for instance, the cross-shaped icon is on the right shoulder pad for Assault Intercessors to show that they are a close support unit. So pretty cool stuff, and a little bit of kind of more unique lore as well with them. The battle record as well for them as well, which will be good fun. I will go through all of this because it involves dice roll, and I will let you guys know with what has happened with mine and what has come about with mine when I do, because I will do a painting video on these guys, because it'll be quite fun. Moving on though, we have some lore to do with the 41st millennium. So, the Dark Imperium. In the last days of the 41st millennium, mankind finds itself consumed by endless wars. This is an age in which history, reason and hope have been ground away by conflict and suffering. Enlightenment has been replaced by superstition, zealous faith and desperate prayer. Humanity stands on the brink of extinction. So the Imperium of mankind has existed for 10,000 years, and it is the single most powerful empire in human history. The Imperium spans the entire galaxy, and travel between its distant worlds is only possible thanks to the existence of the strange dimension known as the Warp. Though mankind has exploited the Warp to colonise the stars, it is from this hellish realm that the greatest threats to the Imperium have emerged. The monstrous foes that dwell within the Warp seek to corrupt the Imperium's loyal servants and spread madness, murder and destruction throughout the galaxy. So, it's nice to have finally a good bit of lore behind the 41st millennium and 40k and everything like that. So, the Warp is kind of essentially your kind of... it's... The only kind of way I can describe it is like the idea of travelling through a wormhole to reach one side of space that's light years away in a very, very fast period of time. The thing with the Warp is that is generally how chaos kind of forms and kind of comes through and seeps in. It corrupts Space Marines, so which is why you have Chaos Marines, which are humans kind of morphed into chaos worshipping people, just like they do in Age of Sigmar, where there are servants and slaves to darkness from all times as well, so which is pretty fun. The domain of mankind, so the Imperium Nihilus, is a region of space that has been completely cut off from Terra's light by the Warp, storms of the Great Rift. Warp navigation here is almost impossible, making travel and communication between the Imperium Nihilus worlds painfully slow. Many planets on the side of the Imperium have fallen victim to renegades, rebellion or alien invaders. Some have even been scoured of all human life. For those that remain trapped in the Imperium Nihilus, every day is a battle for survival. So, with the Nihilus system, it can involve a lot of different areas as well. So there is a lot of different worlds, a lot of warp anomalies and rifts. When I can learn to speak and say no, I can't. Still can't say anomaly. Yeah, but I'll give up with that one. So it has a lot of different kind of rifts for the warp that is kind of bleeding into reality and warping reality itself. Which, as you can see from this map, there's a lot going on. So really quite worrying, and it's a different way of looking at things as well. So of course Terra, if you're not aware, is of course Earth. So Terra and Mars are listed as being part of the Segmentum Solar, which is the Imperium Sanctus or Regio Lux area, and then you've got the actual Imperium Nihilus just beyond it, and then the Rift just going all the way through with the different maelstroms as well nearby, and the different nexuses like the Pariah Nexus and everywhere like that as well, kind of dominating certain areas, which is pretty fun. And it's nice to see a lot more lore as well, finally. Then we get some lore for the Necrons, and this is detailing the Tomb World. So, far beneath the surface of many planets, networks of ancient catacombs and obsidian tombs lie silent, their stasis crypts filled with slumbering Necron legions. These tomb worlds exist across the galaxy, often beneath the feet of unsuspecting humans who remain blissfully unaware of the threat below. So, the Necrons constructed their stasis crypts deep beneath the surface of their tomb worlds. There, protected by black stone walls and robotic guardians, they slept, awaiting the call to rise up and conquer the galaxy. Many of these tomb worlds complexes have actually been destroyed, some by exploding stars, other by the impact of asteroids, and some by devastating powers of warp. Of the tomb worlds that survive, many have been stripped of their atmosphere, plunged into darkness, or utterly irradiated, rendering them incapable of supporting organic life. This, of course, is of little concern to the Necrons, whose android bodies can actually survive pretty much any conditions as well. So, the tomb worlds are, of course, where the crypts and the stasis chambers for the good old Necrons have been buried away, They have their own caretakers, which are each kind of crypt world, and tomb world has its own kind of tech construct, which are robotic servants designed to look after and maintain the tomb complexes with the Necrons inside, and also slaughter anybody who accidentally stumbles across it. But of course, not all of them have survived, so sometimes they do kind of fail, but yeah, it's always fun. And of course they are under the Great Sleep, which is why the Necrons wake up in different ways as well, so they're not always from one straight tomb world or anything like that. Then we have a story as well, so the assault on Drac-Affair. So Drac-Affair is a ghost world. Its population has been wiped out. Upon the surface of the fallen world, Space Marines from the Ultramarine 2nd Company fight a brutal battle with the implacable android legions of Zarakian dynasty. So it's nice to see some battle information as well. So this is a story going through and covering some of the fighting between the Ultramarines and the Necrons, which is always really good to see as well, and how it does utilise a little bits and pieces, so very worth having a read through this if you're into this type of stuff. Then we've got the how to build section, so very easy. You don't need glue for it at the moment, because these are actually push fit models, so very easy to build. Have a bit of fun with it, and you'll have all 3 models, I'm sure, built in no time at all and ready to paint. Painting them up, it is just going to detail painting up the MacLeod blue over the top of it, and make sure you've got your paint on your brush. You may have to use multiple coats, in fact you more than likely will need multiple coats. Paint it up, coat your model, get ready for later on where you're using shades and more techniques and edge highlighting and stuff like that. So if you're painting along with a magazine, they're going to look very bland to begin with for a little while, so you'll have partially blue and partially grey models. If you're not painting up with a magazine, I'd love to see what you're painting, how you're getting on with it. You can join my Discord and yeah, have a bit of fun in there as well, and share your photos and everything like that as well, and check out some other people's photos. We've got some really great guys in there who are fantastic at painting, so it's definitely worth having a look through. Then you got your playthrough bit. So in playthrough, you are literally pitting your Necron warriors against your Assault Intercessors as well. So it'll walk you through all your different turns that you're going to need for it as well. You're going to be playing on that small play mat that you got with issue 1, and it will just walk you through. So very easy stuff. It is teaching you literally every bit of the basics, and it's going to be very easy to get on with it from then on. So then you can have your own battles, you can do what you want, have a bit of fun, expand your armies as well later on, which will be really good fun. And yeah, a lot more good stuff, so really good. And then of course we're going to move on to what's coming next week. So next week we get the Scorptech Destroyers, which also come with one of the Canoptech good old units as well. We'll also get Leadbelcher, which is your standard darker metal paint, which is really handy, and it's going to be really good to go with them. And you know, 4 minis and a paint for £9 is cheap as chips, and it is really good stuff, so I'm looking forward to that. And then issue 5 we get that exclusive Primaris Captain, which will be really nice to paint, and I'm looking forward to it. I might get a couple of them so I can paint them up in different styles and see what I can do with them, but I'm really looking forward to seeing it, and I'm looking forward to seeing what other people have painted of that captain as well. Could be really good stuff. That's it from me for this week. I'll be back very soon with more videos and some more bits and pieces. If you want more, if you want to talk about Warhammer, show off your photos, check out other people's photos, by all means, as I say, join the Discord. The link is in the top comment down below, and it is also in the description. You can join it, it's free. There's no obligation to say anything, to do anything if you don't want to, but you can have a bit of fun in there as well. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you very soon. Bye bye.